your show. I am your host, Nhat Pham, and alongside me, of course, is Digital Night Sean Francis.
Good morning. This is the show for all you entrepreneurs, salespeople, professionals, give you tips, tricks, and of course, technology, keep you more successful in the air, on the road.
Happy Monday, September 16th, 2013 to you. Got a great show going on. Again. Sorry for folks who, we were on a different channel. We're back now. We're right on the right link, right channel. That's what happens when you go away for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
That's great show for you though. iPhone 5S, 5C, how Microsoft's gonna tie into some Apple stuff here, trying to. Some Surface, little IPO, little tweet, IPO.
Yes.
Social search, Facebook Autoplay, and much more. Of course, your free segment of the day brought to you by the Successful Social Media Dashboard, where you can control all your social media in one place.
That's awesome.
Exciting stuff going on. Just got back. Really amped up about it. So shout outs to the Infocom folks at the AVEC, Audio Visual Executive Conference. Had a great time with them.
And you get to speak actually.
And I got to speak.
And what'd you talk about?
Talk about online marketing, social media, how to really approach it. Make sure you have your mission, your message, your market, the right methods and metrics. How you gonna measure the sucker? It was really cool. Went all the way down to Florida just to meet people from Richmond.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, there was a couple of Richmond folks there. A couple of folks who are actually, that live in Richmond are from corporate, the Whitlock Group.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, really cool folks out there. Go
Nice.
figure, we had to go all the way to another state to kind of meet folks who are right here
That's
in town.
funny.
So first time I had a chance to meet them. Awesome group of guys. Audio visual is going to another level, by the way.
Is
As
it
we
right?
know, me technology, you know. It's really cool stuff. Some of the stuff I was like, all right, I'm gonna have to change this up in my presentation. I know you're not gonna like this, but I might have to go to Keynote.
Keynote.
Keynote is bad. Can I say that on? It's bad.
That's
It's
bad to the
awesome.
bone?
Bad to the bone. It is. So maybe we'll share some of those down the line. Anyways, a lot of cool things going on, and what we got today is oh, by the way, if you're new to the show, box right over there, chat with us, let us know what you want to hear, especially from Infocom. You got more follow-up on LinkedIn with the whole LinkedIn lab, so that was really cool as well. And kind of a spur of the moment lab, we got kind of chaotic and said, let's just free for all, just answer whatever questions you got about online marketing, right? Really neat tools, by the way, I got to show you. Really wicked tools. I'm not going to even show to them today.
You're not even going to do it today?
Yeah, I'm just going to show you because it's stuff that's just really neat. I had a chance to collaborate and
That's
learn
cool.
some tools, give some tools.
I'm looking forward to it.
All right. So first off, actually, no, I will share one of them. All right. I'm gonna change up because I think it's that valuable. But first off, a lot of cool things going on. Let's talk about the social side first. The big one, Twitter goes IPO, or is going IPO.
Okay.
And there's a lot of buzz with that. The biggest thing, I think it's going to help really revitalize that whole web tech sector.
Okay.
I mean, it's not like it was ever dying or going away, but it's going to really amp it up another notch.
Gotcha.
Because Facebook put a bad taste in some people's mouths.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I think Twitter's going to put a bad taste in people's mouths too, because I don't see the revenue model.
Well, and apparently there's some news, I don't know if you heard, but they started doing some actual tweets that were to some people that were starting to receive over the weekend and things like that. They weren't expecting. Twitter's looks like they might be amping up some of their revenue tweets that they're looking to try and do, pushing them out to people that are not actually looking for those types of tweets.
Yeah, I don't know that. I think you're going to get a big backlash.
Oh yeah.
I get enough alerts as it is, and I want my alerts, and people tend to follow a lot more Twitter.
Yes.
Conversation, not people.
Correct.
They follow a lot more conversation. You're going to bombard into their conversation. It's different, I believe, than how you do Facebook. I think Facebook, I don't know why investors are so, not so happy on Facebook, because I think the revenue model is better on Facebook than it is on Twitter.
Oh yeah, it absolutely is.
And they say it's supposed to open up around 10 mil, or 10 bills, I should say with the B. Ooh, that was a big error.
Wow.
10 billion, and it's going to be the second highest next to Facebook. I mean, I'm dumbfounded that, I guess Google did it too early, that it's so much more than Google. I know it's a decade after they did it. But.
Yeah, well that's it. I mean, they did it a long time ago. And
I guess in internet years, that's
forever.
yeah. So Look for that. I mean, I don't know. I think you're going to be buying heavy, high. I mean, I'm not a stockbroker. Please don't listen to me. You know, I'm not even Kramer. But I'm just thinking, I'm just saying I don't see the revenue model.
Gotcha.
Well, I see the revenue model, but I don't know if it justifies the revenue model.
It's going to be interesting to see how it goes.
In very short term. The user base, phenomenal. So, yeah, 10 billion. They raise hundreds of millions. They'll raise their money. There's going to be some billionaires up in the hood, in the
Yes.
Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
In this hood. All right. So that's going to be interesting, but it's going to impact, I think, a lot of other sectors as well. One thing's for sure we know is that Twitter is not going to get bought out soon because it's going to IPO.
Yes.
I used to think somebody was going to buy a mountain. No, it's not so much. Well, with that in the news, to the next big news is the iPhone 5S. That's the sign language for S, by the way. And C makes a whole lot more visual sense for
Yes.
y'all. And also the iOS 7, which
Nice.
impacts, which is rolled out. So you have some stuff pulled out. What are your thoughts on the 5S and 5C?
Well, from what I understand with it, it's one of the things I have to say. I've been waiting for this for a long time.
Really?
Well, not necessarily the iPhone 5 or anything like that, but the feature of the fingerprint scanner.
Oh yeah.
We've talked about this for a long time. I think this is great that they're finally starting to come out with this, where you can actually have your phone and you can just put your finger on it and boom, log into it. It's a great security feature. It's going to be a heck of a lot better than sitting here trying to do passwords. Or what most people end up doing is they don't put something on it because they don't want to have to deal with trying to put a password or a code. Having that fingerprint scanner is a great way of getting into it. Although now you're going to start getting to that whole old school thought of, well, now what happens if someone steals your phone? Are they going to take your finger with it, so they can get into it?
Oh yeah.
Apparently, there's already been talk about that kind of stuff, and Apple has assured us that the way that the fingerprint reader actually reads your fingerprint and what it's actually scanning for, that's not going to be a problem. So for those of you concerned about losing your finger, your thumb, or whatever it may be, to that what do they call them, the Apple knockers? When they come in, knock on the head and take your phone.
Oh, okay. I used to think they're called apple pickers, but I guess they're apple knockers.
Apple pickers.
Yeah.
Well, they're not going to be, picking your phone and your finger at the same time, so you're okay with that. But I'm really excited about this type of feature, as well as 64-bit. This is the
Wow.
This is going to be the first 64-bit phone, so that's going to be really helping, I think, with processing power and things like that. And it's kind of setting the precedence as to what future phones are going to be going to. Much even to the fact where Samsung announced after the fact that, yes, we're going to be doing 64-bit phones, but not tomorrow or not anytime soon.
Right.
So I thought it was kind of fun.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
Yes. So 64-bit for the phones is now going to be here. Apple is leading the way with that, that's typical for Apple. They always like to be the market leaders with this kind of stuff. So these are two great features that I'm really excited about: is that fingerprint and the 64-bit. See how that kind of plays into the technology.
And what's interesting is that for the first time they're doing a lighter version, a cheaper version, if you will.
Yeah.
iPhone C, and with all the colors and everything like that.
And it's actually got a plastic case.
Yeah, I was a little. You know what? I was sort of taken back, but not real taken back, because I think the vision is different now. I think they don't, with Steve Jobs being gone. I don't know if that would have happened.
And I can't say that it was. And there was a lot of people. There's actually Apple stock took a drop because there's a lot of investors that were thinking they were coming up with this 5C to be able to provide to some of the market segments that of people that can't necessarily afford the full blown Apple.
Right.
And this was going to be a lower cost one. And unfortunately, it is a little bit lower cost, but not enough to be able to kind of saturate that lower income phone market where you can with an Android. You can throw in a cheap Android phone and be able to do it, and unfortunately Apple still is not getting there where they can feed that marketplace.
Yeah, and my thing is that, I talked about it at the conference. You want to be either elite, unique, or boutique.
Yes.
And they had this whole elite, unique going on, and I don't know if just throwing some colors in there is going to do it. I think it cheapens the brand. I think you have.
I think it's almost like they're trying to go like with the iPod. You know how they did that with those things.
I do.
They kind of went through that with that whole color thing.
I don't mind the color. I love the color. I don't know if you remember, I say it every time when I think about BlackBerry. I said, y'all need to go color. I said this in 2004, Sean. 2004 to 2005. I said in 2004, I actually literally told BlackBerry in 2005, you need to add colors to this thing, and you will get consumer adoption like there's no tomorrow, and will sustain you. We're good. We're on top of the world. I don't know if you remember me saying that.
Yeah, they're not top world anymore.
Yeah. I'm telling you, this, if you're going, and this is something we came up with, elite, unique, and boutique.
Uh-huh.
If you're elite, unique, and boutique, you're fine. If you cheapen that eliteness, that uniqueness, and you become less boutique, which they have, I mean, kudos to them. They've been able to take that specialist, that think different, and broaden it through society at large.
Yep.
At the same time, this move, I believe, cheapens them. They lose that eliteness, and I think that's why you see, sometimes you got to take a stand. That's why you see people start moving to the Galaxy grows.
Yeah.
And I think with Jobs there, he would have kept that mindset. Whether love him or hate him, that's the deal.
Yeah.
So with that, there's other stuff coming out. Or before I actually jump into that, tell us how Microsoft is trying to make a dent into their world with Apple.
Well, as most of you know, Microsoft has their Surface tablet, which they're really been trying to push, and they haven't gotten as many of those out there as they would have liked to. For example, I want to say that there was about 900,000 Surface tablets shipped during the first quarter of 2013. Put that in comparison to Apple had 19.5 million. So, under a million. So they had 20 times that.
Right.
Of the Apple iPad. So unfortunately, Surface is not making the dent that they would like to.
Sure.
So one of the things that Microsoft is trying to do in Microsoft Forum is they're going to go out there and they're actually going to start. They're offering now if you go to any one of the Microsoft stores, they have the Microsoft stores. Now.
Yeah, Apple Store.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
If you can bring into them before October 27th an old iPad 2, 3, or 4 into a Microsoft store, they're going to give you $200 or more credit towards the purchase of a Surface RT or Surface Pro.
Oh, okay.
So it's going to be interesting to see how that is, if people are actually doing that. Now, if people are using them for their own home personal use and things like that, they may not be doing that. But
Right.
if they were given one from their office, like an older 2, 3, or 4, and they're no longer using it for their office work, it's not being productive as they'd like,
Yeah.
but they'd like to get something that is more productive in a business environment.
Right.
For be able to not only go online, surf, do the email and watch videos, but being able to do actual productivity type of work. That's what Microsoft is trying to focus on. I could see them bringing in, some of those and trading out those iPads and trying to get up into the Surface world, specifically the Surface Pro. I see there's an opportunity for that. The Surface RT, I'm still not seeing it yet. I'm still not seeing where they're going to be able to take any advantage of that yet.
Well, see, my concern is that if that's a corporate play, just from the outside looking in, if you're trying to do it as a corporate play, they really don't care about that maybe $200 as much, maybe on a smaller scale, because they'd rather just, the security, you got to wipe them and just all that time. Most of them that are doing that is probably already IT integrated.
Yeah.
And I don't know about the play there. The biggest challenge I think they're having is building up the apps fast enough.
Yes, well, and then with the Surface Pro, you don't necessarily have that as much because you can load regular Windows. It's running Windows 8, so you can load regular Windows programs and things like that on there. It's the RT where I think is where they're going to have the challenges, that's the one that I'm not really pushing towards. I'm looking more at the Surface Pro, which is basically, for lack of a better term, it's a Windows PC, in a tablet environment. And the prices, Microsoft's been dropping the prices for those devices. I don't know if you've noticed that.
Oh, I haven't been keeping, because I'm just kind of Apple-centric. Yeah,
they basically dropped the Pro. The Pro is now starting at $799, where it was starting like at $999 before. And the RT is starting at $349, where that was starting at $499 before. So they've dropped about anywhere from $150 to $200 off the devices to start trying to kind of get them a little bit more saturated into the market.
Right. Well, here's the thing is that they need to hustle up on the apps, because one of our staff, Lindsay, literally got, because our friend said so many nice things about what's it called, the Windows Phone, that she went and got it, and she has a certain amount of time before she brought it back. She had an Android, right?
Okay.
Liked it a lot. Guess what? she had to return it. You know why? One of the biggest things we're starting to adopt, and she's kind of somewhat in charge of it, is Instagram. Guess
Okay.
what they don't have on Windows Phone?
No Instagram?
No Instagram.
Wow.
And it's a mobile app only
Wow.
to post. All because of one app. And it's not just, they're not going to lose a ton off that, but the amount of people that she could have shared with and say, oh, I've got this Windows Phone.
Oh, yeah.
They need to hustle up. Because I was fine either way. It's like, well, if not, you're going to have to use our iTouch to be able to do all that. And she didn't want to mess with two different devices. And so she's just,
Wow.
no Instagram. How are you going to infiltrate the next generation if you don't have Instagram?
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah. So, moving on to another device, let's talk about the Note 3 that came out.
Yes, the Note 3 had just was released probably about a week prior to Apple, releasing their stuff. This is Samsung's new flagship phone here. You've got the Galaxy S models, and those have been just dominating. Well, the Notes is the domination of that phablet market.
Phablet?
Yeah, it's right. It's like a phone tablet type thing.
Oh, got it. I didn't know they called it a phablet.
Phablet, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Because basically what it
I thought it
is.
was just a fat tablet. Okay.
No, it's not. It's not. It's half phone, half tablet because it's got a much bigger screen.
Okay.
For the screen size, it's actually 5.7 inches. 5.7 inches, and you think about that. I mean, that's almost. It's probably it's almost. I think that's a little more than half an inch plus.
It feels like as big as that.
It's like 3/4 of an inch. Yeah, it's like 3/4 of an inch bigger than my current Galaxy, and which that's a big phone.
Yeah.
The nice thing about it is that it gives you more display space to be able to do some writing. And it does come with a pen.
Right.
Where you can. It actually comes with a little pen that you
It
can.
feels about right here.
Yeah.
I'm shrinking it down a little bit.
It's a big phone. But it comes with the S Pen where you can actually do the writing and things like that on it, where you're kind of back in the old days we used to do.
Yeah. Like the iPads. Remember the iPad, compact iPads?
Yep.
Pocket PCs?
Oh yeah, I do remember that. Now it also comes out with the Android 4.3, which is kind of nice because there's some certain features that they're going to be able to utilize with that.
And it has Instagram.
Yes. It's got 3 gigs of RAM. This is the first phone to come with 3 gigs of RAM. So where I think the older ones they would come with 2 gigs. That was the last Samsung. It's now come with 3 gigs of RAM, which is going to help making it speed. Making it faster.
Because there's some laptops that have barely have 3 gigs. Right?
Exactly. Now it's still running 32-bit processor, so Apple's got them up on that.
Yeah.
That was a lot of talk about that. It's like they just came up with this and they're still running 32-bit. But yes, they're going to be. It's a 32-bit, but it is running 3 gigs of RAM. It's got a 13 megapixel camera on it. But this right now, as of when this gets released, this is going to be the only phone, which is going to be interesting, that actually works with the Samsung smartwatches.
Oh.
The smartwatches are requiring you to have Android 4.3. Now, they are letting us know that they are going to be releasing that to the older, a couple of the older phones. I know that the Galaxy X3s, the S4s, they're going to have that upgrade so they can actually work with the Smart Gear phone, or the Smart Gear watches and things like that.
Right.
So, but yeah, it's definitely, the thing about this phone is if you like the Galaxy, but you want that bigger display, or you just want to be able to have that real estate to be able to work with on your phone, the Note's the way to go.
Awesome. Well, things that they do have, of course, on the phone, Instagram, Twitter, and then Facebook. I'm talking about, I don't have the screen for it because something wigged out on my end. But Facebook Autoplay, what they're playing with is that you will, particularly on the phone side, is there's going to be automatic commercials.
Okay.
Just autoplay videos that come out. And I'm not sure that's a dangerous play. I mean, they've lost a little bit of market share as far as usage. I shouldn't say users, but usage with the younger folks. And I'm not sure if this commercialization is going to help them. But although it's going to help the advertisers, the folks who get that message out to that end user, it's going to be very engaging. And so Facebook Autoplay, it's going to be interesting how that plays out.
Yes.
So be on the watch for it, especially if you're already advertising on Facebook. Even some of the smaller businesses are really utilizing Facebook advertising almost like, not almost, exactly like pay-per-click.
Wow.
Google pay-per-click, and it's the proliferation of ads that I see that are really relevant to me, and not just social, or not just target ads, but social targeted ads is huge because it's intertwining into your conversation.
Yes.
So you're searching for it without realizing you're searching for it. Where you're Google, you're searching for it. You know what you're going after.
Yeah.
Right? This is a little different.
Interesting.
So with that, we just have enough time for your free segment of the day, brought to you by the Success Works Social Media Dashboard, where you can get all your social media in just one place, including your Instagram.
Sweet.
All right. At the conference, talking back and forth, we're talking LinkedIn, but we broadened it up to blogs and so forth. My colleague David Noor was there, and we talked about, we have dashboards, we do things, but if you want a free tool to automatically, all right, post your blogs to different places like Twitter and so forth, there's a tool called, what's it called? Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook in particular. It helps you track some of this. And of course, it's free. It's Twitter Feed.
Twitter Feed.
Twitter Feed. Uh-oh, it disappeared on me. Where'd it go?
Back over there.
Oh. I hate this weird how it dots. Okay. Twitter Feed.
TwitterFeed.com.
Yep, TwitterFeed.com. Free. Again, as Mom's favorite word. TwitterFeed.com. Check out that. It's a pretty cool tool that you can plug your blog in, and it posts as soon as you post to all your social networks. Well, I would say all your major networks like your Twitter, your Facebook, your LinkedIn. You can track your feeds. Pretty great way to automate your social.
That's awesome.
Because that's what it's all about. We don't have time to go through all these things, especially if you're a solopreneur or a very small company, and you're still not ready to bring on dedicated people or outsource to great folks like us.
Yep.
Quick plug there. No, but this is a great tool to get your things going. There's some things that it doesn't track, but for free, it does a beautiful job.
Yeah, you really can't complain too much with that.
Yeah. So if you are blogging, great. Plug in Twitter Feed. If you have double doo-teeing. Woo!
Is that hard to say?
Wait, so TwitterFeed.com, check it out. Really cool stuff.
Yep.
So that's pretty much the end of our show. Hope you enjoyed that free segment. We'll be back again. No more sabbaticals for a while.
For you maybe.
Anyways, we'll be back next week, next Monday. Well, I will be back next Monday. He's giving me this look like I might have to have a guest speaker or something. Anyways, show me back next Monday, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Till next time.
I'm Digital Knight Sean Francis.
And I'm the social media samurai Nhat Pham. Till we connect on LinkedIn, friend each other on Facebook, circle up on Google+, pin on Pinterest, on Instagram. I haven't thrown that one in yet. Follow Sean at TagVA. Follow me at Nhat Pham. Until then, be successful, be mobile, and stay social. See ya.